for Pat's benefit.
Oh, it's probably.
Yeah.
It's not a plan, but I bring it up
Alright.
and time to take these three.
Yeah, I know Pat's got an appointment at 11 with someone out there, so.
So I thought today, it's been a couple weeks, just get like a touch base with, try to get back to where we were for my little vacation. And then, there's a concept, they kept the Todd, brought to us. I'm sure everybody's at least familiar with, like to talk about a little bit, is that's the concept of Takt Planning.
The only thing she does like though.
Is it asking you to change your password?
So let me start with where we left off.
Tom, could you mute yours?
That was his thing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, see if you can re-enter it.
There we go. All right, so back on beginning of the 1.6, just to get an update a little bit on, I know Pat's not here, maybe John or like in terms of progress, it looks like everything's going pretty smoothly. I don't know if anybody can give me any insight on this one, on the hospital.
Tom, you're muted.
No, the week of February 13th, though, what, I can't see what those sticky notes say.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of just on schedule, problems, things that have come up that we didn't expect.
Now, right now, we're on schedule. We have a DPH inspection for this phase, the week of the 13th. So he's in the final phases of finishing up and finishes and start cleaning next week and so on and so forth. So
How about the head walls and all that? I know that was a constraint that was identified.
well, they're all installed.
They're all
all
installed. They came.
Yeah.
So
Mhm. Yeah.
okay. The next one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, Bob. Sorry for the smoothness of that one, Bob Lewis. This is Sergio's. I mean, anything, again, just a little quick overview of unexpected things. This is our first go through with the last planner system, with Serge and his guys. Anything, Serge?
Anything unexpected?
Yeah, what were the constraints again on this? I think I did have them down.
Utilities, major
Yep.
utility
Yep.
constraints. But, or switch gear, stuff like that. But
HVAC lead time.
yeah, lead times on our major, like a ground unit or ground RTUs, switch gear. And, yeah, that was it. Basically, everything else is, kind of the normal, lead time hold up stuff, nothing crazy.
Have you seen anything, any usefulness for this board? Like, are you finding it useful, or is it helping at all?
Yeah, it absolutely, it does. I know, when the guys come in the trailer to take a look at it and they, kind of figure out where they are, where they're supposed to be.
Has there been movement on it, like in terms of moving things around, shuffling the deck a little bit? And if so, could you get a picture of it and I'll update this?
Yeah, no, we're pretty much on target. One of the pieces of equipment did show up earlier for the electrical, but it's not really moving the needle that much. I mean, we need the big piece to come in to switch gears for the UI to go ahead and pull the power for us to get going with setting us up on permanent power, but they're not ready to do that unless we have all our switch gear in place.
Yep. Okay,
And the
sounds like
gas companies out here, we're moving with them, but they're still, because it's a state highway, there's different constraints as far as permitting and whatever.
it sounds like smooth sailing.
I don't want to jinx myself, but yeah, pretty much.
Again, sorry, Bob. And then I think I'm going to skip to I just want to touch base a little bit on the metrics. Let me grab it real quick. All right, so I don't know if Cliff might have mentioned, he might have sent something. I didn't see anything from him to me. I guess you're going to send these to me for next couple of weeks, based on Cliff has, I think, a family funeral and he'll be traveling. So if you guys don't mind, if you could just email me the stuff you usually send Cliff, and I'll take care of it for him.
Okay.
But one of the things I kind of wanted to just touch on, just to make sure, is to just kind of, because I feel like, I don't know, at the end of the year, John, you know, we had a summary of the grades of all of the subs, you know, and there was some pretty good play, you know, some pretty consistent good players that got higher scores. And
Yeah,
I just want to kind of calibrate how making sure that we're all on the same page and what those, it doesn't hurt to review quickly, you know, what each of these categories is, especially for Kev. I'm not sure you had the benefit of all the thinking that went behind this, you know, this here. It was, you know, it was this group, Bob, Pat, that came up with the criteria. And, you know, when you look at this thing, all you do is just, if you go over the little red corner, you know, you can see that, you know, preparednesses, they always have the correct tools, they have the current drawings, they have the correct manpower, PM and management's on board. On times means they're always on site, they meet their commitment, they're able to get materials for the job. Communication is with the foreman, with the workers, with other trades, with the PM, design team. They attend all the meetings that you want them to attend. They're good players, good team players. Site knowledge is they know the job, they know their tasks, they follow property rules, and they're aware of other trades involvement. And then quality of work is they follow safety guidelines, they're clean and neat, they clean up, they adjust the changes. And I think, you know, I know depending on who's doing the grading, they're going to be different, right? But I just wanted to make sure, like when we say, I think Kev, you had like, I want to just make sure this isn't a mistake, straight 20s for the last couple of weeks on your job. Does it still make sense based on the criteria?
Yeah, my subs are performing at a high level.
Okay, good. I just wanted to double check. Okay, that's all.
Mhm.
Any other thoughts, questions about the grading?
No, I'm all
Yeah.
set with it.
Okay. I appreciate you guys. Like, I think it's really important, you know, because I think you start to see guys that, and I've gotten a few comments from the office, you know, about, you know, maybe there's people that you shouldn't be dealing with, you know, based on the performance here. And the dashboard development, just a quick review. Again, this is what I send every week, you know, this summary. But what I've decided was I'm going to continue, you know, so it's been since 4/19/21. And eventually I'm going to cut it off so we're only looking at 2023. But right now we're looking at from September, you know, through the present date. And, you know, we're hovering right around that. I mean, which is, I think is, you know, way above what your peers are doing, you know, around the 80% commitment level. So, and I, you know, again, sorry, Bob. And then by sub, again, I just, as you give me the scores, you give them the Cliff, I just plug them in here by week. You know, again, we've got a year or two experience, so we're gonna be able to make some decisions. The average score's been 13 still, you know, and yeah. And then I also do it by job, and that's comes off the combined commitment planner that you guys do for Cliff. And I just basically plug in, I think the first time ever, the week of 1/9, everybody hit 1,000 in terms of the commitments. And then the last thing is the reasons. Eventually we'll be able to Pareto these things and break them into two categories, you know, things we can control and things we can't control, you know, things that maybe could happen in the design phase or pre-construction phase. But right now I'm just kind of just collecting them. So I'm taking those, when you put comments in, you know, you're doing a great job of it. I'm just taking those comments, copying and pasting them into this sheet. You know, and by a little bit more time here, we'll be able to make you guys will be able to do some analysis of some of this stuff. And it'll be almost like that, you know, but it'll be about, you know, the reasons, unscheduled stops. What are the unscheduled stops that make us stop for a day, an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, a week, and kind of just keeping track of those types of things. Any thoughts on doing okay here? Anything you want to see? Anything you want to add to this thinking?
Well,
all cool with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
So I want to jump back real quick to presentation. And all I'm interested in here, guys, is I think Todd had introduced, I know John has been part of it, this concept of Takt planning. And right now, because I went on vacation, I think I watched like maybe 4 or 5 YouTube videos to just try to familiarize myself with it. And before I go down the road of taking this thing apart, because I think as a group on a Friday, we could touch base on it over the next bunch of weeks to figure out, all right, how could it help us? And, I can't do that. I think I need you guys are the experts, what you do. It's a tool that I think big companies are using. And I think it's largely intended to, if I have a set of subs on the job, they're going from area to area at the right time and at the right pace. So they're not doing an area, going home, coming back and doing another area on the same job. And I think that's like the Reader's Digest version of how I interpret it. What I was hoping to do is go around the table for those of you guys that have, I'm not sure what Todd has shared with everyone in terms of his thinking. I know this is very early in the process, our process, which is very slow, deliberate, and smart. But maybe I can start with John. And what's your understanding of it?
I just saw one little clip on it. And it just looked to me like similar to a lean thing. I mean, they did talk about, packages of work, and when you have a project where you can move, you have a sequence of work and you move it through the different areas. So there's always a place for somebody to go. So, that's kind of what I got out of it, but we haven't really discussed it internally.
I think just add on to what you just said, it's, everything I've learned, and which isn't enough yet, the tip of the iceberg, because I want to be able to present it to you guys, and develop it, but it goes along with the last planner system. So the LPS is, what we're doing right now, with commitment planning, look aheads, those 5 connected conversations. This is something that it works in conjunction with it. So it's not something, that stands by itself. Anybody else? How about you, Tom? Have you had a chance at all I don't know, again, I'm not sure who saw the video. I sent Todd a video about 7 minutes, just to get a taste of it.
Like John said, Bill, I saw, I looked at one of the first ones, but, haven't really discussed it with anyone yet. I think we should probably get through it all and then have a discussion so we can, as a group collectively here, talk about it a little further.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking. How about Tom, Bob, Kev, Sergio, anything? Have you guys been exposed to it at all? I just want to see if we're at ground zero or what's your understanding of it.
I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, same here. I haven't really got into it.
Okay, no problem. That's all I needed, because I just I didn't know where to start, because I think, maybe over the next week or two, as people, they kind of get our head wrapped around it, like we did with the last planner, drip, 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 some light bulbs, will go off, because I think it's another situation where we have to make it our own. I don't think it's not, we don't have the resources to have, all the engineers and everybody else in the field, doing all these calculations and work, but I think that there is potential, it's your call though, the supers, particularly if it's going to be useful for you, and we can develop our own version of it. And with that, if anything has anything else, I just wanted to kind of today, just kind of reboot a little bit, because I've been off on the ocean, South America.
Lucky you.
I know.
Yeah, right.
I'm not on. It's horrible, John.
Yeah.
Anything, guys?
Well, I just want to mention, Bill, that I know we talked about that little job that Pete is doing, and that we weren't going to bother pulling it because it's got a real short fuse and there's not much to it. But Todd had said he still wants you to get with Pete and and kind of do that with him on that job, just so Pete gets his feet wet in it.
You got it. Will do.
Unfortunately, Pete's got a day off today, so you'll have to circle back with him on that.
I'll get him on Monday.
Okay.
How about, and Tom, I know you had sent me something right before I took off, right? And I think it was
Yeah.
maybe the schedule or,
It was essentially the schedule and our list of subs. It's just Kevin and I got to go through some tasks, and you said when you got back, you're gonna set that up, and then we can start discussing that.
all right, I got homework. I got
Yeah.
a lot of homework. All right,
Okay.
sounds good.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, thank you, man. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See you guys.
See you later.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys.
Too.